is basically how to craft a pitch with no knowledge of it before. What are all the components of it? Like, what should you look for? What should you watch out for? And things like that. So some things to know is, like, first off, what is your business, right? You need to know things about that, and we'll get into that. Then the second thing is, like, okay, great. Who's the audience? And what's the goal of this whole entire pitch? Whether it's a minute, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you have, what is the goal? And so if the goal is to raise money, awesome. If the goal is to get referrals, awesome. If the goal is to sell to someone there, awesome. Whatever the case is, you got to know what your ideal end goal would be for that night, day, whenever you're doing the pitch, or just that time frame. So you need to have that. You need to know how much time you have as well. You need to know the audience and what are the things they're looking for, right? Certain audiences are going to, like a Shark Tank's a lot different than, for example, a small friends and family kind of investor, where it's kind of just more of like you're pitching to them or telling them about things they need to know to make them comfortable. Whereas if you're pitching to like a Shark Tank or like a very big or an accredited investor or someone who does a lot of things in the A round or something like that, that's going to be a lot different as well. You could pitch for like a lot of different reasons, as I was saying. Mostly the ones you hear about and mostly the ones you see is to get and win some kind of money, whether there's an equity stake on your part if you win the money and you want to accept the money. If that's attached, watch out for that, right? Sometimes people don't realize, hey, with the $25,000 grand prize for this pitch, you win it, and you're like, oh, I got to give up 3% equity. That might not be cool. I might not want to do that. 3% doesn't sound like a lot. Or now it's probably gonna be even more. But that's how a lot of like accelerators work too. You go through the program, they take a little cut, and or sometimes you pay, and that's kind of how it works. So you need to know, again, the audience also. So like, you also want to pitch to people that are interested in your type of business. You don't want to pitch a medical product to a investor that predominantly invests in the food industry, unless they're trying to branch out to the medical industry. That just kind of wouldn't make sense. People invest in things they like. So key points, make sure you have those as well. And you look at the people that were successful in the past pitching to that person, right? Shark Tank's the easiest because you can just watch episodes. Again, it's very time consuming, but you can use GPT to ask, right? So use it. You can even ask GPT to take on the persona of I don't know, Mark Cuban, Robert Herjavec, Damon John on Shark Tank, Lori, whoever, Barbara, and you're pitching to them, and you write out your pitch, and then they'll come at you with all the right questions and use that as a way. That's actually a great way. That's what I'm going to be doing with my cohorts this time. I'm running 2 of them. I'm going to have them pitch to GPT and get that feedback. So you need to have a clear and compelling story too when you're pitching. Confidence, passion. You need to rehearse a lot. Visual aids can help if they make sense for you. Prepare for all the questions using GPT, like as if you're doing a lot of mock stuff, right? Clear call to action, follow up, and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna pick something we're pitching to. So today we're gonna go with, let's see, we're gonna go with a new. We're gonna go back to the cookie company. All right. So let's see if I have that saved somewhere. The cookie company. Pitch competition guidelines, comprehension. If I have it, I'm just gonna go in there and use it. If not, we'll start over, which is fine. Okay, great. So what we're gonna do is we have a great cookie company that is tastier than all of the competition and is vegan, gluten-free, and all other labels, right? And then you just create a cookie like this and you can sell it. To consumers. And then company is called Chicago Cookies. Now let's do, now we're gonna ask it to just give a name. So I need you to I need you to provide a name for this company. I'm a vet and in Chicago, make it around that. All right, so we're going to do that as kind of the initial thing. We're also going to, let's just start with that. So, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, once we have like an established business right here, right? Windy City Wellness Cookies, the Vegan Vets Bakery, Shy Talk, Compassion Cravings, Veterans Vegan Delights, Great Lakes Guilt Free Goodies, Navy Pure Nibbles, Healthy Huskies, Midwest Munchies for the mindful. I like that. So we're going to go what Midwest Munchies for the mindful. Again, long name, but it's all right. So Midwest Munchies will be the name for the mindful. The whole thing will be kind of like a tagline. One I choose. I need you to research and brainstorm for me information about the competition, market trends, and anything else that would be pertinent to me entering and winning a pitch competition for food companies. Okay, so now we're gonna step to step one, right? We're gonna ask it like, what does the competition look like? And again, you need to do some research on your side too. But for the sake of this, you can have this started, right? So Enjoy Life, Chicago-based brand that sells a variety of gluten-free and vegan products, including cookies. Widely distributed, have a strong online presence. Simple Mills, another Chicago branding, right? And now we're looking at, okay, great. These are a lot of things. What's the differentiating thing that we have? Allergen-free ingredients. Okay. Market trends, growing demand for healthier snacks, increasing health consciousness among consumers has led to growing demand for healthy snack alternatives. The trend is reflected in rising popularity. Okay. Online sales has accelerated the shift towards online shopping. Yep. Clean label movement, fewer and more natural ingredients. Yep. Fewer ingredients and more natural ones. Protein enriched snacks. Many consumers are seeking snacks that offer added nutritional benefits like protein. So we can do that. Eco-friendly packaging, great. And then consideration for a pitch, unique selling prop. Highlight what makes your cookie unique. That market positioning, where cookies fit in the market, growth strategy, outline your plans for growth, marketing strategy. And you should probably know a lot of these things about your business. We're going to select a few of them. We are a clean label movement product, as well as we add protein and eco packaging. Our USP is unique selling proposition is we are a veteran-owned brand, local to Chicago. Local to Chicago native. And then we're going to go with market positioning. So that's what we are. We are a luxurious treat, but have cheaper versions for all to enjoy, as well as an intro product. This cheaper version requires a lot of co-packer and lots of expenses to get this product to a point where everyone can afford it. Okay, so that's going to be our goal here. We want to create that cheaper product. We are really luxurious, but we want to create that cheaper product where everybody can afford it. So let's see, market strategy, reach your customers, be spelled, I butchered that whole spelling. There we go, predominantly. An online business that will also have cool spots, carry our food to provide healthy alternatives to quick grab and go stores such as 7-Eleven and gas stations. Okay, so I'm just giving him more information, like, hey, this is what we do. So so like it kind of went in and started the pitch already, which I didn't necessarily ask it to, but it kind of went in there and inferred, which is great. Like that was gonna be one of the next things I was gonna do. And so all the stuff you have to do, you have to research and brainstorm, you have to define the problem and the solution, which we kind of did. We said, hey, we are very expensive, but we're coming up with a cheaper brand, and we're going to need a lot of money for that. So in order to do that, we want to solve that problem where there's like healthy food deserts, essentially, for anybody traveling, like example, truck drivers and things like that. Like that's I think the biggest profession in America, right? Like we need that everywhere. And a lot of those 7-Elevens, a lot of the Loves and things like that, they don't necessarily offer a lot of healthy alternatives. And who doesn't like cookies? But if we can create great cookies, I know there's a couple, but I don't know if they're all vegan, allergy free, and all that. So we want to really enter that market and be able to compete with those. I think I saw it the like a little Einstein or something, like almost a like an airhead kind of logo on those cookies. I've had them; they're pretty decent. So I'm not sure if they have all that, but that's part of the research and starting this company in the first place, right? I did this in like a few minutes, so I don't expect this to be foolproof, but let's assume nobody else is out there. We're doing this. We've identified that. So we've defined the problem and then the solution, the market analysis, right? Growth rate of the market, the potential customer base, competitive analysis. So we need to identify that. We did that. Then the business model, how are you going to actually make money? Well, selling the cookies, right? And it's going to be mostly online. Financial, and then in the stores as well, right? Financial projections. We want to use GPT to create a summary of the financial projections, okay, and things like that. But maybe you do have all your financial modeling, all that done, which you probably should. You can use GPT to help assist that as well. And then narrative and storytelling is going to be the last component. So I just kind of read through the whole steps. But let's see what we got here. So start with a personal story about your transition from being a veteran entrepreneur, which led to creation of Midwest Munchies for the mindful. Briefly mention your commitment to health, sustainability, and inclusivity. Problem, highlight the problem you're solving, a lack of delicious yet healthy and sustainable snacks in the marketplace. Also mention the need for such products at convenience stores and gas stations where options are often limited to less healthy alternatives. Solution, introduce your range of cookies as a solution. Someone please start this company and I'll eat the cookies. Just let me know about it. Emphasize the unique selling points. Delicious vegan. All right. Delicious vegan, gluten-free, protein-rich, clean label, eco packaging, and veteran-owned company audience. Market analysis. Okay. Present the growing demand for healthier, sustainable snacks and the potential for online sales platform. Business model. Explain your primary online sales approach and your plan to partner with local convenience stores and gas stations. Marketing strategy. Discuss how you'll use social media influencers or partnerships to spread the word. Financials. Here it is. Discuss pricing structure, project development. Okay, great. Team closing. So it's got a lot of little components, but so I think we have enough to get this started. So I need you to craft and let's do it a 5-minute pitch that will, I need you to craft a 5-minute pitch for me that will, let's see, spend 40% of the pitch speaking to the pain points. I need quantifiable data that I need you to source. Give links to where you got them. Okay, so we got that part down. So the 40% rule, by the way, for pitching and everything, like it's just a sales thing. Okay, you should spend 40% of the time speaking to the problems. Okay, that is like that's ideal, honestly. 40% sounds like a lot, but yeah, if you're speaking half the time, like let's say it's about 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, like just talking about all the problems in certain ways, and then you come forward with the solution. That's going to hit home a lot more because during that 40%, during that 2 minutes, 10 seconds or so, what you're doing is if you just say something one way, you might hit a portion of the audience or one person out of a panel of judges, right? If you say it a different way and then a different way and then an emotional way, right? Different people react to different things in different ways. And so if you say this in so many different ways and you frame it in many ways and it all makes sense and all following a story, which people follow very easily and get like bought into, right? That is the way you're going to hit the point across that this is a necessity to anyone that's out there, right? And if you already know who your judges are going to be and things like that, the people who are going to be cutting the checks, research them. Like figure out what kind of people are they? What kind of things do they react to? Is it more just straight analytical facts, or is it emotions, or is it a little bit of like excitement, right? You want to show them the grandiose vision. It might be a combination. You might have to do that with this pitch to all of them. If they're all one thing, yeah, easy. Just target it specifically that way. But you can do that by watching some of their past speaking things, read some of the things they've done. You understand who they are and how they like to be sold to. That's basically what it is. And so you want to present it that way. That's why I said 40% of the pitch, because you're saying it in so many different ways. And it's not you have a list of 20 different ways to say it. No, it's in a story. It all makes sense. It all flows. And throughout the story, like there's a way to do that where you can talk about all the different points in a variety of ways. If anybody has done executive level kind of interviewing and stuff like that, or interview prep or anything like that, you'll know that there's that same thing there, right? You're selling, you need to talk about, stories are great because they bring everything together. But in that story, a great way to answer any question in an interview is stories. And then with those stories, you're going to be talking about, if you're going to use the stories to answer the question, you can answer the underlying question, right? The actual question that's being asked in reality. Then you're gonna be able to talk about all the different components of your skill set that fits to the company that you've done in this story, so they can conceptualize, oh, this is how they will do it. This is how they will fit within our company. Talk to culture, talk to everything, right? So same thing. You're pitching to people. You want to make sure that you tell a story. In that story, you want to tell about all the skill sets that they look for in entrepreneurs that are successful, that they like to invest in. Make sure to hit on those. Make sure to hit on how you'll do this particular thing. Make sure to hit on the emotions and other things. Stories are just great, like the best ways of doing that. We love stories. We're like we're a species of storytellers, right? Like that's what we love to do. Like if you ask somebody, oh, what happened to your arm, and they broke it, right? Like, oh, broke my arm. I was like, oh, that it's kind of boring. You want to hear a story. Like what's a good story? A shark bit it. I was shark fishing with a spear, and it came at me. It got my arm, and then I used my whatever. But it's cool, right? So stories are great because they're going to be so much more interesting, and people are going to get bought into it. So tell stories, and in that story, 40% of it, or 40% of the time you spend talking. I don't mean just the first 40%. I mean like just generally throughout is about 40% is what you shoot to. Record yourself and kind of keep track of that. That is a great way to do that. You can't over discuss the problems. The only way you over discuss it if the panel or something interrupts you and say, "Hey, we get it. This is a terrible problem. How are you solving it?" But again, during a 5-minute pitch, they're not going to do that. So just talk about it for about 2:10, practice, and that'll give you like a great chance to really tug on all the heartstrings of everyone you're pitching to. All right. So I need you to craft a 5-minute pitch for me that will spend 40% of the pitch speaking to the pain points. I need quantifiable data that I need you to source and give links to where you got them. Again, we're using this GPT as like an intern, as a person, right? We're delegating authority for them to create this stuff. We're not delegating responsibility. That's a leadership concept, right? So you still got to understand, like the intern or GPT, they're doing stuff for you. That does not mean that you just turn this in without looking at it. That does not mean you just memorize this and spew it out. But no. This is a starting point. You still need all the information. You have to refine. You can use GPT to refine, but at the end of the day, you're putting the stamp on it. You're doing the quality control. Okay, so we got this part. Next we're going to do is I need this to be broken out into slides. Into a slide deck that I will use to present. Okay, great. You're going to make a slide. Awesome. And yes, you can do this with this. So, but the next thing you're going to do is you're going to ask it for very specific things. I need you to bullet out each slide. What is in the slide? What type of photo? A photo / graphic, I would say. What type of photo or graphic I should use in the slide to drive the point across to the panel of judges for the pitch competition. Okay. The next thing is these should be talking points that will help guide the conversation. Now, another part I need you to do is write out, based on the talking points, what I will actually be saying and why and how I should present it. Okay, so there's a lot there. Basically, we're not going to look at it yet. Basically, what I asked, and the reason behind it is I asked, hey, I need you to create a whole slide deck for me. Great. So like when you're doing a pitch, you need a slide deck. It's just kind of how it is. And then whether it's like used much, right? It's probably not used much, but to drive certain points across or whatever, that's fine. So, and you'll know, like certain things like Shark Tank, they don't use the slides much, but they have them if you notice. You still kind of need them for certain things. If you're doing like more of a local thing, then there is mostly a slide thing behind you, and you're just using it as guides. Honestly, less slides, the better. Like that's the reality of it. But I needed them to give me talking points on the slides, right? Not paragraphs and paragraphs of writing. I need a few bullets and an image to drive the point across for each one of the slides. Oh, yeah, each one of the slides. Even the first one's going to have your logo and things like that. Next thing I needed an explanation why, and then I needed them to I need them to also give me a second set of stuff. Like, how should I present this? Like, what are the words I would say? Now it's on the slide. What should I say? And this will give you a nice starting point. So let's take a look at it. So let's break it down slide by slide, breakdown for 5-minute pitch. Introduction, graphic, company logo and picture of you in your military uniform. Talking points, brief personal introduction to transition from military service to entrepreneurship. Introduction to Midwest munchies for the mindful. So if we slide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so they didn't do this part that I wanted. So they didn't do what am I going to say, right? A brief introduction about your transition from military service to entrepreneurship, introduction of Midwest munchies for the mindful. And honestly, the way I would honestly do this, you can just dive into it. It didn't do it, and I tried to do it. But another depending on how you like to do it, you can use this as the outline. And if you're good with the outline, just go in there and write out, like use this as a template and write out all the things you think you would say and ask it to refine it for you. Because if you don't, and you do it the way I tried to do it right now, and I think I'll do it in a second just to show you guys example, is the pros and cons, right? You're going to have a starting point, but you're going to have to refine each one of those. Whereas this, you take this as the template, refine a little bit, and then you just put in pretty much what you want, and you have it just rephrase it and clean it up. So, different ways to approach it. So whatever you want. Problem statement. So infographic showing a lack of healthy, convenient options at convenience stores or gas stations. So you can get some photos of that. Source, Food Marketing Institute. Okay. And then talking points. Majority of snacks at convenience stores are unhealthy, leading to poor nutrition. Inconvenience of finding healthy, tasty, sustainable. Okay, cool. Market gap, right? Health conscious growth. Statistica, diets and weight loss in U.S., demand for vegan protein. Talking points, increased number of consumers identifying as vegans, gluten-free, and health conscious. Growing demand of plant-based proteins and clean label products. Our solution, photos, and, we'll talk to this a lot. And then photos for the solution. Cookies, ingredients, talking points, delicious, vegan, gluten-free, protein-rich, clean label cookies. Highlight 2-tier product strategy, luxury, and an affordable line. And so the luxury thing is what we're doing now, and we're going to be doing the affordable line. Unique selling proposition, key benefits, brand, veteran-owned, local business commitment, eco-friendly packaging. Again, I would ask it, make sure not to leave out these things and add to it. Now, the market opportunity, again, in grand view research. So the good news is like it's come up with a lot of stuff for you in terms of research as well. And I would still go in more myself and refine it. But how awesome is this to have like basically all of it mostly done for you, and you go in and you add the touch-ups and you don't have to do it yourself. You go in here and you just type all the new information you got and you ask it to redo it with that information. So you just keep using GPT till you get it right. Then the great part is you can actually use something like oh, wrong thing. You can use something like this. Let's see if I can. You can use something like Midjourney to create graphics for you, right? And so that's something nice and easy. And maybe we do a LinkedIn Live about that as well, and how to actually use that in business. And that's kind of still choppy, but like you can definitely use it if you want to. Depends on your brand, though. That's the big thing right now. But market opportunity, business model and distribution, online sales, stores and gas station partnerships, outline a business model, focus on online sales, partnerships with local outlets, marketing strategy. Okay. Strategy for using social media. So you got to come up with all that. But nice and quick. Basically, you said, I will use this, this, and this to accomplish that. Graphs of projected revenue, break even point, the team, ask and close. And then, so let me touch on this real quick. I need for each slide another section that is longer, that is exactly what I will say during the pitch. Let's see if it does that. Yeah, so now it's going into the talking points. So good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Stanzik, a proud veteran and founder of Midwest Munchies for the Mindful. We're here to revolutionize the way Chicago and soon the country snacks. So problem statement, have you ever found yourself in a convenience store, a gas station, searching for a snack that's not just a bag of empty calories? Well, my dad was a truck driver, and he had to deal with that all the time. He gained weight loss. Well, I'm just kind of going off a fake story, but that's something that could truly be a reason. Unfortunately, these locations are flooded with unhealthy options, contributing to poor nutrition, right? I would insert like a big story here as well. Maybe say this and then go into a story. And that's probably what slide that I would insert, right? Talk about the pain points more and more and more. These locations are flooded with unhealthy options, contributing to poor nutrition, overall health. Furthermore, for the growing population with dietary restrictions or preferences like vegan or gluten-free lifestyles, these options are even more limited. This is not a niche issue. In fact, the number of consumers identifying as vegan, gluten-free, or simply health conscious is growing at an unprecedented rate. The demand for clean, plant-based proteins is rising. Yet the market is failing to cater, and instead show the source data. So that's kind of where you do that. So yet the market is failing to cater to this demand adequately, particularly in the realm of convenience and accessibility. This is where Midwest Munchies for the Mindful steps in. We offer delicious, vegan, gluten-free, protein-rich, clean label cookies. We have a two-tiered product strategy with both luxury and more affordable options, ensuring we cater to everyone without compromising quality or taste. So our USP is to go beyond the product. We are a veteran-owned, local business committed to community. We also prioritize the environment using eco-friendly packaging for all of our products. The market for healthier, sustainable snacks is rapidly growing. It's projected that this market will see a substantial growth in the next few years. This growth, coupled with the rise of online sales, presents an immense opportunity for our products. Our business model focuses on online sales, providing customers nationwide access to our products. We're also working to forge partnerships with local convenience stores and gas stations, bringing healthier choices right to consumers' regular pit stops. Right. And that's a big thing, especially the economy goes down. More people drive than fly sometimes, especially with families. So they're going to be stopping too. Marketing strategy. We aim to build a strong community-driven brand. Our marketing strategy involves leveraging social media, influencers, and partnerships to connect with our customers on a personal level and spread the word about our nutritious, delicious, and accessible snacks. We're asking for let's call it like $100,000 to help us scale and launch. $100,000 for 10% of our business to help us scale production and launch our more affordable product line. The investment will help us break into a broader market, providing healthier options for everyone, show projected revenue, break-even point, etc. We've done our homework and we're confident in our growth potential. We're a team of passionate, driven individuals and bring a unique skill set to the table. Each providing a unique skill set bringing unique skill set to the table. Our shared commitment to health, sustainability, and community is what fuels our mission. With your investment, we can transform the snack market, providing healthier, tastier, and more sustainable choices. Join us in our journey to make a real difference. Thank you. And so, that's great. That's such a great starting point. And if you heard that on Shark Tank, you'd be like, oh, that's a halfway decent pitch. And then you got to prepare for the financials, diving deep. You have to learn about, for example, the sharks or the judges, and you have to learn about what things matter to them. For example, what are your sales? You would have to enter that stuff in here. What is this? Are you proven? What is your, what's your cost to acquire a new client, right? On the online side. Okay. How are you going to establish these partnerships? Door-to-door knocking. We've done this already with 100 different locations, and we have it at 100 different places, but we can't produce enough. We need a co-packer. We need blah, blah, blah. And $100,000 is going to help us scale production and launch more forward product line with a better co-packer, buy in bigger bulk, and then be able to do more things. So that's great, right? Inputting information about the panel of judges and doing the research on there and priming GPT with all that info will definitely separate you from everyone else that's not doing that. I don't know how many people are doing that, but if you did that to them, you could speak directly to them, pull their heartstrings, and get them to understand why this is important, and get them to understand that you are capable of doing this. You've done your research, you have whatever it is, and be able to sell higher than what you're worth, right? And that's always the goal. You want to show the grandiosity of the idea, and that you're going to be able to make it, that they should take a shot on you, that you deserve this. And so that's all it is. The other component is like talk to the pitch competition as well. Not just talk to the judges, talk to the pitch competition. You could probably ask or do some research or something about like how what kind of things seem to be the ones that are selected that win the pitch competitions. A great way of doing this is actually using, like, if there's videos of this pitch competition, and let's say they've done this pitch a couple times, go look at the pitch competition stuff. All right. You'll have the recording. This is a little bit of like legwork, but not that much. You use an AI transcription tool. Just go out there, free or a couple bucks like per video. It'll transcribe the whole thing for you. All right, it's not perfect, whatever, but you get the idea. Maybe the whole thing's in one, maybe it's not. You'll need to then plug all of it in to GPT and ask it, hey, first, please, I'm gonna input a lot of information here for you. This information is a transcript from a video of a pitch competition. You throw it all in there. Then you ask it, please summarize and separate each one of the contestants or the businesses that have pitched. And then it'll do that. Okay, please organize the problems each one of them were solving and the solutions they had and how they presented it and where you think they were ranked versus where the judges think they were ranked. Okay, boom, boom. Then you get a little bit of an idea. You're like, okay, here is another pitch competition, same thing. Here's another, like I would do probably 2 or 3, and around the same pitch competition. Then you have some information. Like you don't even have to ask towards the end. Just keep inputting. We're still on the inputting stage. After you input, what I would do is I would ask them, hey, I am trying to enter the pitch competition. I need you to figure out what the winners of this pitch competition and the last 3 pitch competitions they did for this pitch competition company, right? Or organizers. Like, why did they win? Why did first place get first? Why did second get second? Why did third get third? Why did fourth get fourth, fifth get fifth, sixth get, all the way to like 10 contestants or whatever it is? Like, why? I need the whys. Okay. And then you have that information, and then you do all this kind of stuff, and you ask, I need everything you're doing to craft, for you to craft it, so I will be a number 1 contestant, the one that would win. And so that's something you should do. Then based on the judges, you should do that too. And then then you just refine a little bit, and you've like maximized your chances for, aside from having great cookies that taste delicious, and a business model that works and some business acumen that, hopefully you've picked up over the years, or you can pick up, or you've picked up the right business partners or whatever. Like, you need that. Okay. You need to figure all that out. But like, as long as you have all that stuff, you have a good chance of winning. So that's that. Another thing is, great, I've just done this for one pitch competition. Oh, I'm going to ask it for more. So, right, like it doesn't stop with one. You do one, you have a general idea, and I would call it, it doesn't matter if it's very specific, all right? If you do one completely, I would call that your master pitch competition deck, okay? A master, kind of like a master resume, like a master whatever. After you do the master pitch competition deck and the whole pitch, you then, all you have to do is input that for each one of these pitch competitions, knowing what did the winners do, what the goal is, and how do you win? Like, what's the idea behind all that, and then all the judges. So like, who have all the winners been and how, the purpose behind the pitch competition and how you're supposed to win, right? Because that does not always line up with who the winners were, right? And then the third thing is the judges and the things that matter to them. And the people giving away the money, if that's separate, if that's a separate person, then that matters also, because sometimes that might not be the judge, that might be someone else, maybe there's input from outside, I don't know. But you have that master one, then you just apply it to those components. And look, you just ask it for more. And then you do more pitch competitions and you just tailor them to each one of them. You practice and you're a pitch competition, a master at that point. And you can out of 20 pitch competitions, if you do them in a year, the odds of winning 1 or 2 or 3, especially doing it this way, and then learning from them and automatically inputting everything. Like there's a lot you can do. The thing is too, whenever you're doing this and you don't want to lose the chat, copy it into some kind of Word doc. All right. And then all you have to do is prime it with everything next time. Copy all of this into a Word doc. And then copy paste the back. Things that are irrelevant, get rid of. But for the most part, mostly everything's relevant. And that's that. Let's say, you have a cookie shop and you want to open up a shared kitchen in it or something like that. Like that's a completely different business. So, but it's in the same realm, but you're going to be pitching to different kind of people at that point. Maybe that's something you do. So there's a lot we can do with this, but this is what I promised you guys. It's how to win any competition with using GPT-4 as your assistant. Right? Because it's not doing it for you. You have to know how to ask the questions. You have to know how to do the things. But you can craft a winning pitch for a pitch competition with GPT-4 as your assistant to help you win any competition. It's still a numbers game. You still have to do a lot of them in order to win some of them. It's not guaranteed, but I mean, this is a great way of shortening all that and being able to come up with something that you can actually pitch. And the best part is too, like this is for a pitch competition, but what if you're selling to, you have to pitch to a manufacturer, why they should take you because you're too small. You need to show them the vision. Friends and family investors, right? That too. I mean, I get it. Those are investors also, but it's different. If you have all your ducks in a row, that's different. Pitching to a bank or something, if that's part of the process potentially. Pitching to peers. If you're doing something like a showcase, like what we do, where it's just a networking kind of event with the pitch kind of stuff right there. Like it's not to win any money or anything like that. It's just to pitch in front of people to get a very specific goal out of it, right? The goal here was to get $100,000 for 10% of the company or something like that. And you didn't have to do 10% of the company. You could have just said to win the $100,000, and I would use it for this, right? It depends on the pitch. Sometimes equity, sometimes not. Sometimes it's just grants. Sometimes there's a government pitch things that are a weird group of people. Not weird that they're weird. It's just a kind of like a arbitrary group of people that were put together because the governments give away some money and they were the ones who picked it up so they can do a pitch competition so they can give it away, right? It's like whatever. It's like this can be used in so many different scenarios. This can even be used to craft a business plan. It's kind of backwards. Like maybe you should have that before you do this. But this can help you. Like you saw how much stuff I got just from making up on the spot with no prep. Right? There's a reason I do it with no prep because I want to show you guys how quick it is. I do have some prep. Like I know I'm going to be doing the pitch competition stuff. I've been doing this for years, right? So it's a little bit natural for me at this point. I've done this for a number of people, but still, start doing it from scratch with a made-up company just kind of shows you how easy it is. And you just watch this video, follow the process, craft your own, and then practice it. Like you're gonna have a great chance of winning, a great chance of competing. Right? Most of these competitions, it's not number one who wins only. It's number 1, 2, and 3. So if you're 2 or 3 even, like that's good. Getting some money. All right. So if anybody has any questions, please throw them in the chat right now. I don't know how many of you are watching since this was originally supposed to be at noon. I had something come up and I had to move it to 2. So I know this is unprecedented, my move. Apologize for it. It won't happen again. I just had something move up and had to attend to it. So there's nothing in the comments, nothing in the chat. This video is going to be up right away. Remember, I'm Geek Heroes. My company's Geek Heroes, and I'm Patrick Stanczak. And what we do, we're offering free web hosting for anybody. All right, we're cheaper than GoDaddy and faster, and we'd love to show you what we do there. We do web design and development and local SEO for any local kind of businesses that have physical locations, as well as a fractional CMO and all the kind of marketing things in between, marketing and sales tied heavily together. So if anybody's interested in learning more, please feel free to reach out to me. Also doing complimentary 15-minute GPT sessions with anyone. Just reach out to me on LinkedIn and I will set something up with you guys. Please reshare this. Make sure to follow me. I will probably be putting on the next one, or in this chat, I'll probably be putting my YouTube channel on here where I'm posting all of these there as well. If you prefer to look at them there, you can see all my videos there. How-to videos, kind of manuals and things like that for web development and other things of that nature. If you guys have any videos you'd like to see revolving around AI or even how-tos, please let me know. I will create them, and I have a list starting to form. So I'd love more and more input. We want to get the whole picture here. I want to make sure I'm not leaving anything out, and I'd love to hear from you lovely people about what you'd like to see. So thank you, Patrick Stanczak, Geek Heroes, veteran-owned company. Until next week, for whatever the topic may be. Bye.